With 2 intense races contested already, the UCI Women's World Tour completed its Ardennes week with the first ever Liège-Bastogne-Liège. The route has been described as one of the toughest of the one-day races, featuring challenging climbs like La Redoute. Aiming for an Ardennes hat-trick after wins at the Amstel Gold Race and Flèche Wallonne, Anna van der Breggen was the hot favourite.
I'm not really thinking about that. It's just before the race, and I hope we prepared well and let's go how it is. And I'm not really thinking about history or whatever. It's just a race today, and I think after we will see how it goes. And we're happy if we win this race. That's the goal.
Every race I go for the win. So maybe Flèche not, but for the rest of the races, I'll try to win. And so today not different. It's a beautiful course, beautiful day, and I'm excited. It's my last race of the spring.
2 days ago we went over the last 60 Ks, and seeing the final part and of the course, it's a really cool course. Up and down always, all day, even the first part, just looking at the sectors. It's a bit of Flèche thrown in, a bit of strata, so it's exciting.
The riders began in Bastogne on a relentlessly rolling 135-kilometre course, with 4 classified climbs in the final 50 kilometres. WM3 didn't wait for those before trying to break the bunch apart though, especially after Boels-Dolmans outnumbered and outmanoeuvred their leader Kasia Niewiadoma in the 2 Ardennes Classics before. Monique Tenillo went on the attack after teammate Valentina Scandelara's effort was brought back. The Dutchwoman rejoined the pack 2 kilometres later, but it was far more strung out now than when she left it. Behind, Lizzie Dynan suffered a mechanical. Christine Majerus, an integral part of the team's Classics campaign, escorted her back. Lucky for them, none of the attacks at the front could stay away. That's until Aude Biernick of FDJ pulled away at 47 kilometres gone, her second break of the day having been part of Scandelara's early attempt. The Frenchwoman spent 4 kilometres alone, but WM3 couldn't resist the chance to get a teammate up ahead. This time it was Jeanne Correvar's turn, the 20-year-old rounding on Biernick and heading straight to the front to stretch out the breakaway's advantage, doubling the time gap within 2 kilometres. From there, the pair worked up a lead of 1 minute and 18 seconds. With a barrage of big climbs looming, the peloton picked up the pace, down to a minute by the foot of Côte de la Vécuille. Halfway up the almost 7-kilometre climb, the break was caught. Olga Zablinskaya of B-Pink headed the chase. Luxembourg champ Majerus ramped up the pace, so much so that only a rider with the speed and grit of Tiffany Cromwell could get away. The Canyon SRAM rider, whose teammate Pauline Ferrand-Prévot abandoned on the climb, racked up the seconds. Cromwell was a late call-up for the squad after Alexis Ryan crashed out of the Amstel Gold Race, and she proved keen to make an impression. But among the crowds and camper vans of the famous La Redoute, the Australian lost ground. Vita Haney of High Tech Products, the first to reach her on an unforgiving 2-kilometre climb. Megan Guarnier never allowed the tempo to let up. Today, the most super of super domestiques, last year's Women's World Tour champion no less. Though Annemiek van Vleuten, herself closing in on this year's Women's World Tour lead, was the first to crest the climb. Down the other side, Roxanne Knetemann made a break for it, FDJ's 4th break of the day. Knetemann was clearly in confident form, having achieved her best Women's World Tour road race finish at Sunday's Amstel Gold Race. But Guarnier still had a job to do, picking up Knetemann on the Côte de la Roche-au-Fourson, which has an average gradient in double figures. She continued to lead when Niewiadoma bounded out of the group, reminiscent of the Polish champion's blistering attack, also on the second-to-last climb, on Wednesday. She was shadowed all the way by Elisa Longo-Borghini, Lizzie Dynan, Ashley Morin-Passio and Anna van der Breggen. A quintet was formed. The WM3 rider didn't let up. Teeth gritted, ponytail swinging, she reached the top first, only then allowing herself a chance to assess who could and couldn't follow her. Staying on the front, Niewiadoma surged again on the final climb. Here the gradient doesn't drop below 9% for a kilometre. Longo Borghini, who missed Wednesday's race through illness, was the first to drop. Dynan too began to struggle, but made up the metres on the trio ahead just before the top. Into the run into the finish, it was back to the Dynan-Van der Breggen tactics that were the hallmark of the previous Ardennes races. The Olympic champion checked over her shoulder, and with a nod from her teammate, she powered away. Not an explosive attack this time, but one with enough extra watts to quickly draw herself away from the rest, with 4 kilometres to go. It may not be a marked ascent, but the way up to the finish still involves a rapid 80 metres in climbing. Van der Breggen took to it with clear roads ahead of her, something she is no doubt used to by now. The same could be said of Niewiadoma, chasing that European champion's jersey, with Dynan on her wheel. The result too in the end was rather familiar. Drum roll please. Another Van der Breggen victory. A clean sweep of the first ever Women's Ardennes week, her third Women's World Tour win in a row. Dynan made it a 1-2 yet again, and another gutsy performance for Niewiadoma in third.
I'm really happy. I never expected, of course, to win these 3 races. I really liked the race today. It was really hard, but the last 60k is going climbing or going down, so it's hard, and yeah, it's really good.
It was kind of relentless, like it was going to be a war of attrition rather than people going off the front. There was just every time there was a climb, people going off the back, and yeah, we set it up actually. Megan and Caroline started on that climb, making it hard, and then Cassia went over the top and we followed, and that was the break then.
I tried so many times to get away. I have nothing to regret, and I knew that, okay, they are also super strong, and they can play again at different games with me. But at least I try. I know that I couldn't do anything in a different way.
Annemiek van Vleuten earned enough points to become Women's World Tour leader for the first time ever, while Cecilie Uttrup-Ludwig maintains a strong lead atop the youth standings. It was a repeat podium from Wednesday's Flèche Wallonne, but behind them, an incredible comeback from Team Sunweb's Ellen van Dijk saw her pip Van Vleuten to 4th. In the Women's World Tour leaders' rankings, Corinne Rivera drops to 3rd after being leapfrogged by Van Vleuten and Niewiadoma. And in the youth standings, Ludwig's impressive 10th place sees her lead increase to 18 points.